What's going on, folks? I know it's not the second, but I figured I'd give you all 2 videos this month because I love you that much. So one of the things that I'm really not a huge fan of is the amount of misinformation that's out there about guns. And so I usually look around and I try and read articles and just kind of see what people are saying about guns that's not exactly true. Well, this video popped into my feed today and I just thought I'd share it with everybody, and I'll go through, point by point and kind of take a look at it. I mean, honestly, how bad could it possibly be?
What is an assault weapon?
An assault weapon is a gun that is designed to be spray fired from the hip.
What?
They were created to be used in trench warfare when soldiers found that regular long rifles did not suit them in the trenches. And they were used for decades, primarily in war.
Okay, so first and foremost, none of those were around in trench warfare. The bottom two, obviously, one was made in 1947 and the other one was made in the late 50s. What she's probably thinking of is submachine guns.
A submachine gun is a magazine-fed, fully automatic carbine designed to fire pistol-caliber cartridges. They did indeed come about in World War I for the reasons that she described, but they were rendered obsolete years later due to advancements in firearms and ammunition technology. Originally, they were known as machine pistols, since pistol calibers were used in the guns, and they were the little brothers of machine guns. Now, they used pistol calibers because of the low pressures generated. Technology was still looking for a way to make lightweight guns capable of semi and full auto fire, since the much larger rifle cartridges generated so much more energy upon detonation. The term submachine gun was coined by U.S. inventor John Thompson to describe his Thompson submachine gun.
About 30 years ago or so, the gun industry, in an effort to address the declining gun sales, modified a weapon for civilian use and started marketing assault weapons heavily towards civilians.
That's also not true. The AR-15 was advertised to civilians before it was adopted by the military.
Designed and patented in 1956, the AR was available from Armalite and Colt. They were selling the AR for 7 years before it was modified and adopted for the military. AR pattern rifles are still used in a wide number of hunting and shooting sport applications. It's estimated that 1 in 5 firearms bought daily in the U.S. is an AR pattern rifle, with more than 5 million in circulation.
And the danger with assault weapons is that bullets fired from an assault weapon can go through doors.
I was unaware of the ballistic capabilities of doors in comparison to other bullets.
They generally can pierce many of the bulletproof vests law enforcement wears, so they pose a particular threat to law enforcement.
We are not going to start having this police body armor debate, are we? Are we doing that? Are we doing that? Somebody grab me my body armor! Okay, this is the same kind of ballistic panel that goes into police body armor. What's inside these is a small Kevlar panel. Now you can notice Kevlar's pretty flexible. Doesn't seem like it'd stop a bullet, but it would. You know what Kevlar won't stop? Kevlar will not stop a knife. Kevlar will not stop scissors. Kevlar will not stop a small screwdriver. Kevlar will not stop a golf tee if it's moving very, very... Kevlar will not stop a regular old arrow from a bow with a target point on it. Kevlar is not some magical kind of crazy concoction that, some sorcerers whipped up in their basement. Kevlar has a set of rules that it has to follow. But what Kevlar can stop is the 2 guns at the top of her chart.
Police are unfortunately much more likely to encounter handguns than rifles. That's what their armor is designed to stop. Stopping a rifle round is very, very difficult. That's why the military gets bulky, heavy, small arms protective inserts, or SAPIs, to accompany their vests. Still, ARs are not unique. Just about any common rifle round, and even some handguns, could easily penetrate low-level body armor that our officers wear. The police shouldn't have to worry about anyone shooting at them, but they are statistically unlikely to be engaged by rifle fire.
In fact, we know from some data that 1 in 5 law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty is generally killed with an assault weapon.
Citation needed.
And in the United States had an assault weapon ban for 10 years. It expired in 2004. And the ban that was set up actually was riddled with loopholes.
It was riddled with loopholes because people who don't know anything about guns wrote it.
Because this chart shows that guns that were originally banned here on the left column, and then the gun industry made some slight modifications to comply with law, and ended up creating copycat weapons that were not within the spirit of the law, but complied with the letter of the law. So even with the assault weapons ban, we had assault weapons that were legally sold. Now, some states like New York still have an assault weapons ban in place. In New York, however, we do have those loopholes so that these post-ban assault weapons can be legally purchased in New York State also.
I'm still trying to figure out how it's a loophole. If you make a law, you say very explicitly within this law that you can't do something, people don't do the thing, and somehow it's a loophole. No, but it's all still legal.
Okay, she's actually spot on with this one, and it leads to one of my favorite stories of the gun industry. Regardless, the takeaway should be that assault weapon bans cannot work, since assault weapon is a made-up term. The ban focuses only on cosmetic features instead of how the weapon functions, because, like I said in my last video, all weapons function almost exactly the same. It's like trying to ban cars by banning all the red cars with split rear windows. Okay, so I still want to talk about one of my favorite companies that complied with the ban. They did it twice, and each time they did, they made sure to shoot a quick middle finger to the legislators. In 1989, California tried to ban the Tech 9 by banning all pistols with a few features that the Tech 9 had, namely the sling mounts. So Intratec, the company making the gun, removed the sling mounts and began selling the Tech DC-9. The DC meant designed for California, and it complied with all the laws meant to stifle its sales. Intratec did the same thing a few years later when features were banned in '94, as well as banning the pistol by name. It complied with the cosmetic regulations and re-released the Tech DC-9 as the AB-10. The AB stands for after ban. This gun exists only as a protest, as it's honestly not a very practical pistol.
The reason that they, again, pose a particular danger is the velocity and the way that they fire, the fact that they're designed to spray fire.
Say spray fire one more time.
And the fact that they are an attractive weapon to those bent on mass murder, such as the Columbine shooters and such as the Washington, D.C. snipers who used an assault weapon.
Okay, honestly, I'm not even going to lie. I have to give credit where credit is due. I had no idea that the DC snipers actually used an AR pattern rifle. But, you know what would have been worse? A rifle that is tailor-made for long range could have done a lot more damage in DC from a lot farther away. So it's only a matter of time before assault weapons aren't the new thing, and then they try and ban sniper rifles, which are just ordinary deer rifles.
This is a Remington 700 chambered in 7mm Remington Magnum. Bolt-action guns, especially newer ones like this, are very common due to their prevalence in hunting applications. The combination of a solid locking action and a long barrel help to give guns like this a distinct advantage in accuracy over the AR platform. Combine that with a good scope or optic system, and guns like this are used by long-range target shooters and sniper teams around the world. The Remington 700 is the exact same gun that the Marine Corps modifies into their sniper weapons.
So there you have it, a couple of nuggets of truth in with a whole pile of lies, and that's how they get you. The truth is terribly inconvenient for people that want to ban guns, because the truth is, the guns aren't the problem. Well, that's all for now. I'll see you next month.
Fucking cut, print, that's a wrap!